Hello, everybody. My name is Cynthia Wheeler, and I'm trying to get us organized for 2017. Um, we need some issues to address child support. There is $116 billion in uncollected child support in the United States. That is less money than Obama loaned GM. And the United States didn't default on their loan to GM. So why the hell are they defaulting on the $116 billion owed to mothers, or not mothers, to custodial parents? A few billion of those dollars belong to parents in the state of Florida. And essentially, Florida has done nothing to address the issue of child support enforcement. I myself am owed over $60,000 in child support, haven't gotten a payment in years, and essentially haven't gotten any enforcement. And I'm not an anomaly. I am the norm. I know there are tons of you out there who pretty much have given up on child support or don't get anything. And it's time for us to organize and put a face to the few billion dollars that are owed to us in the state of Florida, and to hold our legislators, our judges, our child support enforcement agencies accountable as to why they haven't put any real effort into addressing a huge issue. I created a spreadsheet on Google Docs, and the rationale behind this spreadsheet is to begin to put a face to the issue of child support, and to help us to organize so that in 2017 we can be in Tallahassee. We need to get to our legislators to put pressure and to put some real effort into addressing this huge issue. Um, my order is for $125 a week for 3 boys. They are now ages 16, 16, and 17, and I essentially haven't gotten any child support. I will upload all of my information to a Google Docs. If you're worried about security or confidentiality or anything of that nature, all of the information that I've asked that we upload to Google Docs is actually public record. Anybody can go into any clerk of the circuit court and access the information. I can go and get my mother's child support information or the neighbor next door. It's not confidential. The law just requires that the information not be available online, but anybody can walk into it. We need to begin to put a number, and we need to organize. If we can get a group of 200 women and say, hey, or I apologize if I say women, I mean custodial parents, but the majority of custodial parents are women. Don't take that as a slight to the custodial fathers that are out there, because it's not meant that way. But we could say, hey, there are 200 custodial parents and we're owed over $3 million, and we essentially haven't gotten anything in 4 or 5, 6, 7 years, and we need to know why this isn't on the agenda. We need to know why the Department of Revenue Child Support Enforcement gets a big budget and how much money is actually going into enforcing the cases. I've observed the Department of Revenue Child Support Enforcement getting rid of and dropping cases that they essentially aren't able to collect on, to make their collection rates look higher, when they essentially haven't put any effort into collecting on them. So in order for us to do this, we need to connect, and that's the portion about the email address. So once we begin to organize, we can communicate with each other without having to go through Facebook and to divide this workload up, because in 2017 we need to have legislators sponsoring bills. We need to begin to hold our judges accountable. We need to begin to track how many times contempt of court is found. Furthermore, how many times it's not found, and to ask why. Why does judicial discretion always err in the favor of the person not paying? I know for a fact my child's father has worked continuously under the table ever since I've got my child support order, but the courts pretty much say, oh, you can't prove it. Oh, well, if somebody can't find a job in 10 years and they're not disabled, our courts need to do more than say, oh, well, you just don't work. And once our kids turn 18, the court pretty much says, you know what, You only have to pay the amount you're behind, which in some cases can be $18 a month or $50 a month. You don't even have to continue to pay what you originally were allowed to pay. So essentially, ducking and dodging for 18 years, it actually works. So we need to make a system and create laws and have laws proposed and created that does not allow this bad thing to continue. So all of my information is on my Facebook page. My name is Cynthia Wheeler. I will be uploading my information to the Google Docs. And if you have any friends, co-workers, etc., that may not be on Facebook, please email them this link. Please email them and ask them to join in too, because we need to make 2017 a new year, not just for our president, but for the way that they address child support. Thank you, and I look forward to talking to you all.